Only should women clean up. Women should clean up unprompted.
Belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises. That's right, lock the door, you. You knew I was gonna beat the out of you.
Did I say the word listen? Did I say the word listen? You stupid bitch. I didn't say the word listen.
I will not administer CPR unless you're a hot female.
If I have responsibility over her, then I must have a degree of authority.
When I grab you by your neck and you start annoying me, trying to resist, and I just look, and then I grab you by your neck again. Then what the fuck are you gonna do when your face is collapsed and your fucking cheekbone's broken? You ain't gonna do shit but cry.
That is actually madness. This is actually madness. Some sort of mental illness. I don't know what's going on. Hey, what's up you guys? We are back again with another video. I've just finished watching this DAZ video, just analyzing, tearing down to shreds this absolute monster of a man, monster of a boy, Andrew Tate. I've been pretty public about my opinion about Andrew Tate, especially on like my other social media like TikTok. My videos got taken down. My videos got all these hate from all his little tater tots thinking that they can have chat for me. So I'm so happy seeing finally a huge male YouTuber underline the word male, because I haven't seen that many people, besides obviously the people that maybe on podcasts, directly call out Andrew Tate the same way DAZ has in this video. Like the amount of respect, because I know it couldn't have been easy, especially hearing those voicemails, those phone calls of those women who have been abused, mistreated, and dehumanized by this monstrosity of a human being. Like, it honestly gets me so angry. I'm trying not to scream. He highlighted so many issues that I feel like so many people either deliberately ignore or maybe just blatantly just unaware. And of course, I want to put my 2 cents on it. So before I start, I just want to say this. I think it is a sign that the internet is absolutely crumbling if you're telling me that despite the fact I respect DAZ for doing what he did, it should not have to take a huge male YouTuber for some of you guys to realize that Andrew Tate is not a good human being. A lot of people are watching DAZ's video and they're like, oh my God, like, oh, I'm gonna unfollow Andrew. It took this video for you guys to realize that Andrew Tate is one of the scum of the earth. What DAZ highlights in this video pretty blatantly is that the lack of critical thinking displayed by a lot of you, man. And of course, I'm not here to say that it's anybody's fault. The main villain is Andrew. We do not need to ever get that twisted. But do you not think it's a little bit of sheep mentality that you guys were so on board to supporting this horrible human being, these allegations of human trafficking, of rape, of sexual assault? All of those existed before DAZ made this video. But you're telling me it's taken this video that DAZ has made for you guys to now to start clocking in your heads that this Andrew Tate guy might not be the guy that you should follow. I just want you to sit with that for a little bit when we go into this video. Just want to sit with that. Critical thinking is free.
Not only should women clean up, women should clean up unprompted. I will not administer CPR unless you're a hot female.
If I have responsibility over her, then I must have a degree of authority. For the same reason, if I have responsibility over, and everyone's going to lose their mind, it's an example, it's only an analogy. If I have responsibility over a child, I have to have some authority. You cannot be responsible for something that doesn't listen to you. You can't be responsible for a dog if it doesn't obey you.
The thing I love about DAZ's video is that he exposes Tate for the monster that he really is. Genuinely. He exposes him as a character, but also him as an actual person. Because a lot of people, especially his little tater tots, would argue that this is just a character. Andrew is not actually like this. He's just doing this as an internet personality. He's just doing this for clout or whatever the hell. What DAZ highlights is very important, and it's something that I have to agree on. When does that stop mattering? When does that stop mattering? It should not matter if this is a caricature or if this is fake or if this is just his internet personality. Despite the fact there is so many evidence to show that this is not a character that he's playing, despite the fact that there is so much evidence to show that Andrew actually thinks like this, that he actually treats people in this manner, that he actually believes the things that he's saying. Despite all the evidence against that, it shouldn't matter if this is just an internet personality. It shouldn't matter if this is fake. He is still influencing people. Even if he doesn't agree with anything that he's saying, he's still influencing these little boys, these impressionable little boys, young teenagers, to act in this way and to think that this is acceptable behavior. That should be terrifying. That should set off alarms in your heads. It's the sheer lack of critical thinking displayed by a lot of these grown men following him, because you have to remember it's not just the little boys that actually follow him. A lot of his tater tots are grown men. So it's the fact that this monster is coaching men, teaching them, manipulating them into thinking that what he is doing is correct, because that's what it is. It's manipulation at the end of the day, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Nobody can tell me otherwise. His tater tots will tell me, oh, Andrew's not abusive. He's not an abusive person. It's fake news. That was literally the main theme of the party. Fake news is just fake. Meanwhile, these clips that are free on the internet for you to watch of Andrew Tate beating a woman, saying such derogatory language towards her, treating her literally like a dog, but you want to tell me that he's not abusive? Are you sick?
Beaten with what? With what?
You have.
A belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises. Bam. I have an idea. You know what my idea is? You want to know what my idea is? That's right, lock the door, you. You knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't. Get out. You can't stay in there forever.
The whole thing of whether or not Tate is abusive, that has been debunked. That has been debunked. And you cannot tell me otherwise. And if you're sitting here telling me that you are honestly wanting to go support someone like that, does that not say a lot about your own character? Do you not think? With more women coming forth and actively saying that this person has done these evil things towards them, how does that not make you question the type of people that you decide to follow? It's terrifying. These are the same boys, these boys who are learning from Andrew Tate, these boys that are signing up for his subscription, signing up for his academy, or his stupid waste of money, scamish academy. These are the same boys who are going to be going to school and treating the girls in their class exactly how he taught them. Exactly how he taught them. Tate is a perfect example of the alt-right pipeline. A perfect example. And if you've been on YouTube for long enough, YouTube, Vine, the internet in general, for long enough, for the past 10 years, you will know what the alt-right pipeline is and how people like this contribute to that. They actively make it easier for impressionable young boys to fall down this rabbit hole into becoming horrible people who don't know how to treat people with respect. It's the fact that Tate is manipulating these people into thinking to get the Bugatti, to get the this, to the that. Because if you don't already know, Andrew Tate is a millionaire. Okay, and so what? So he's a millionaire. He has a Bugatti. He has this car. He has that car. So he's teaching these people, saying, if you want what I have, you have to do this. You have to treat them like this. You have to act like me. That's what he's teaching. Despite the fact that that's absolutely false, that's what he's teaching. Tate is known for being a kickboxer, MMA. He has self-made millionaire. He has his own business. And obviously, especially with this generation, the younger generation, that's obviously going to attract them. They're going to want to know how he got to that stage. What DAZ highlights is his manipulation tactic that he does to get them. When he was on that talk show and saying how only G's will understand that this is how women want to be treated, only G's will understand that this is how to treat a woman.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So you were on a reality TV show and a video of you hitting a woman with a belt.
Yeah, so video of me hitting a woman with a belt blows up. It's all this is like 10 years ago, before the internet was big. So it's like English tabloids, blah, blah, blah. Andrew's a woman beater, Amber's a woman beater. The woman, obviously, now any once again, this is an IQ test, right? Because any guy who's bad with women would look at it and go, Tate's a woman beater. Any man who's actually a G, who's been around a little bit, would look at the video and go, man, she wants that. You know, it's normal, right?
But a fly girl gonna get some spanking.
But if you're a dude who never gets laid, you can't fathom that a woman would want that. So they can't fathom it. So really, this is not even an IQ test. This is a test of how good you are with chicks.
How don't you see the manipulation in that sentence alone? The direct manipulation in that sentence alone. Only G's will understand that beating a woman is how to treat a woman. What? Implying that if you don't agree with that, implying that if you actually have common sense, more than 2 brain cells in your noggin, that you're not a G, that you won't be famous, that you will never get to the same status as him. That is so poisonous. It is so poisonous. Why follow such a monster? Does wealth absolve responsibility? Does wealth absolve yourself from morals? No critical thinking, but to blindly follow idly. And that's so funny because Tate literally said that his ideal woman is someone who would lay down her life and follow him blindly like a dog. He doesn't see these people. He doesn't see women as women. He doesn't see women as people. I think that's abundantly clear. He sees them as property and as slaves. He wants a slave. His ideal woman is a slave. Tell me otherwise. Tell me otherwise. The characteristics that he has described of what he wants in an ideal woman, I'll play the clip. How are you telling me that that is not a slave?
You would be able to have a relationship with someone like that?
Good question. The best female I could possibly meet is a female who comes to me and says, I look at your life and look at what you've done, and I respect your achievements to the point where I obey you blindly.
Yeah.
I don't want her to have her own opinion. I don't want her to be an alpha. I want her to understand the Tate train is on the Tate track. She can get on and off the train, but the track is laid. The stations are already set, and you can do nothing but enjoy the ride or
He doesn't want someone that is able to think for themselves. He doesn't want someone who has the capability of outthinking his hurtful rhetoric. He doesn't want that. That's the type of person that you're following. That's the type of person that you are literally crying over, that you guys are literally doing commentate W. This is the guy that you were making all these edits, all these TikTok edits about. That's the guy. What would your mum think? You guys actually are motherless. And like I said, I respect DAZ so much for making this video and actively being one of the first people to actually call him out for what he is, not being afraid to say it. Because a lot of people want to dance around the rosy a little bit. This guy has probably done a lot worse and we don't know about it. Someone who says that they went to Romania because they think that corruption should be available to everybody, because they like the power in their hands. That should be a red flag to you. That should be a red flag to you. Someone who has left the country, this country, the UK, England, for rape allegations, sexual assault allegations. But he likes Romania because you can get away with more over there. Does that not set off red flags in your head? I've seen so many women on TikTok say how Tate is literally just an example of a horrible abusive boyfriend. We've seen so many Tate is like an extreme example, but we've seen examples of Tate throughout our lives. You know, we've seen examples of people like Tate with this poisonous ideology, this poisonous mentality. We've seen it countless times.
So I'm up to the bit where Andrew Tate is telling a woman to say certain things in the camera. And it's really triggering me. You are fucking scum. You're scum. Your mother, Andrew Tate, failed you. She failed you. She fucking failed you. Your mum failed you. DAZ, thank you so much for doing this video on YouTube. I'm going to continue to watch it, but I feel like it's really important now that I do this video because I'm reacting right now to how I genuinely feel, and I'm speechless. I'm going to cry on this video, and it's going to really trigger me. What I went through with an ex-partner, I would not wish on my worst enemy. And you, Andrew Tate, are just like my ex. You're a piece of shit. You're dirt. You're dirt. And everyone now, after DAZ doing this video, is going to know.
People need to understand that what he does is on purpose. He'll deliberately say things that you will agree with him on. Tate has actively said in the past that he doesn't believe that women should cheat on men. Fact. Everybody agrees with that, right? Everybody can agree that women shouldn't cheat on men. However, it should be the same reversed. But of course not.
You say a lot of stuff about women like that they're your property.
That's not what I said. I was talking about an OnlyFans company when that question was asked. But I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So she wants to do OnlyFans. She owes him some money because she's his.
Well, that's crazy.
She is his girl.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Because she's his.
So that is you saying that women are your property.
It's not about being property. It's about the fact that she belongs to him. And the intimate parts of her body belong to him because they're in a relationship. And if she wants to sell those, he has a stake in those intimate parts of her body.
So it's reverse. A male porn star owes the woman.
I don't know, because I think the women belong to the man. I think the woman's
Yeah,
given
that's
over
inherently where you get called sexist.
He wants to spin the narrative so that it matches his warped perception of reality. That's literally all it is. Because if you were to ask him, should a man cheat on a woman? He'll say that's absolutely fine. Where's the logic in that? In one of his videos, he was saying how, women can't fly planes. He was saying how if he was ever in a situation that he would prefer a male pilot to a woman pilot. Last time I checked, you're a pilot for a pilot, no? You're a pilot for a reason, no? What the hell does your gender have to do with anything? There might be one or two things that he might say to get your approval. That does not take away that he is a horrible human being. That does not take away from the fact that he is a horrible, horrible human being. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Tate, who is a materialistic guy, an extremely materialistic guy, who probably attracts nothing but materialistic women, who has actively said in the past he prefers dating young women, 19-year-old women, because he wants to leave an imprint on them. Tate, you literally attract the women that you hate. Do you not see your stupidity? You attract the woman that you hate. The same women that you made your entire career of bashing, belittling, saying is worth nothing. Those same women, you attract them. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. DAZ rightly highlighted, we need to stop using our own experiences and using them as ammo to now berate everybody else with, every single woman, as if every single man acts a certain way. This is 2022. Not everybody is the same. And in the same breath, how can you sit here and tell me that a woman who doesn't want to bear children, oh my God, that really annoyed me. A woman who doesn't want to bear children is less of a woman. She's not living her full potential. That's what Tate wants to say.
Yes, women on earth have children and a man who's paying the bills and their mothers. The happiest people on earth. I guarantee it. Medical care, and you can live in a nice warm house for your fucking selfish ass to say, no, I don't want kids. I'm too busy in the fucking strip club or going to fucking Mallorca to have a pina colada on the beach. It's absolutely insulting to your entire bloodline. Everything everyone above you has ever done and struggled for. All the times your grandparents went to work when they didn't feel like it, just for you to exist, for your selfish ass to say, no, me and my passions and my dreams and my shit drawings and my Instagram page is worth more than ever having children.
The world's opinion on women's body needs to just shut up. Like, everybody has too much of an opinion on women's body. Since the dawn of time, we have been fighting for rights over our bodies. And you think in 2022, big 2022, we would have the right to control what we want to do with our bodies. You would think. That's what the Western world want to pride ourselves off of. We want to pride ourselves being the land of the free. Where's the freedom? Show me. First of all, any man who can't hold composure, despite the fact everybody else around you is holding composure, why are you yelling? Why are you raising your voice? Can you not eloquently say what you need to say without raising your voice? You have a sick problem with dominating women. You have a sick problem of that urge to dominate women. It's sick. It's sick. For anyone who needs to know this for free, I'll tell you this for free right now. It's not 1903. It's not 1903. If you don't want to have a child, are you going to be there? Are you going to be there to raise a child? No, tell me right now. Are you going to be there to raise a child? Are you going to be the one birthing it out of your hoo-ha? Are you going to be paying child support? Are you going to be taking the child to school for the next 18 years? No? Then shut up. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. How dare you? How dare you declare and decide what women should do with their lives? And this is exactly why there are so many parents in the world that should not be having kids. There are so many kids who are traumatized, who end up going through all these traumatic experiences because why? They're being born into a toxic environment that shouldn't ever happen in the first place. That's the issue. But people like Tate won't put that into consideration. People like Tate won't take into consideration the quality of life for that child. They won't take that into consideration. It's just about the child being born. That's it. That's it. Critical thought, critical analysis, critical thinking. You should try it. You should try it. It's not 1903 anymore. People should not be made or forced to have kids if they do not feel like it. It's just that simple. And that's my personal 2 cents on that subject, and that will always be my 2 cents on that subject. Thank you very much. This toxic masculinity, because that's genuinely what all Tate does. He revels and grives in this toxic masculinity that I can beat you up. I can beat you up. That means I'm more of a man. I'm more of a man because I've got a machete. I'm more of a man because I've got a Bugatti. I'm more of a man. I'm more of a man. The fact that you measure masculinity by fighting other people is not only ignorant but primitive. This is not the olden times where we would fight with sticks and stones and that's how we would measure our strength and stuff like that. This is 2022, where we can measure strength throughout a plethora of different measurements. So many different things and just fighting with your fists. But that's the only thing that comes to your mind. Right, you're not very bright, are you? Because the difference between DAZ and Andrew is that DAZ is actually respectable. He has actual respectable characteristics. Tate, you can't relate. You measure your success on the most materialistic things, yet you act surprised when you attract that type of energy. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then it makes me beg the question as to how people can even think to compare people like Andrew Tate to Drew. People who don't know who Drew is very much known to call out men who actively go out of their way to dehumanize young girls, to make girls feel unimportant, to make girls feel little, to make girls feel insecure. That is what Drew does. And the fact that people are even trying to compare the two, one has literal human trafficking, rape, and sexual assault allegations to their name, and one is a little bit mean to men who ask for it first. How can you compare it? What?
Guess my main question is, why the fuck are y'all so soft?
Drew, your problem is that you see men as one big group. They're all the same to you.
Nope.
They don't matter. You don't see them as individuals. You think that if one man's bad, it's okay to treat all the men bad because they're all the same to you, right?
Wrong. She does not treat all men the same. She treats shitty men in a shitty way.
You don't care if people get hurt by what you say and how you body shame men.
So close. She doesn't care if the feelings are hurt of the shitty men that she calls out. And she's not body shaming all men, despite this desperate attempt you make to say that she does. Despite the fact that you think you are so right here, you are ignoring some significant context. Yes, men body shaming women for their larger size will impact anyone else who shares that similar size. But Drew does not body shame all bald men. She is only body shaming the bald men who have the audacity to body shame larger women. And that context matters a lot. And do you know how I know? It's because I am a bald man, and not once have I ever been offended by Drew calling out the baldness of a shitty man.
Andrew Tate is exactly the person to do exactly that. Breed nothing but hate. We don't need people like that. Those clips in the videos and just seeing all the women that Tate has taunted and belittled, I praise God I've not been in that situation, but I literally cannot imagine how that must feel. The amount of terror in those voice notes, the amount of terror in those videos, The amount of domination and evil in that man's voice when he was talking to them. That's the man that you guys are trying to employ. That's the man that you guys are trying to show to your young sons. Hey, this man needs to be stopped. But yes, thanks for watching, guys. This man just needs to be stopped, in all honesty. Like, it's just getting out of hand. Like, a couple months ago, when his name was starting to get a little bit of popularity, I never thought it would get to this far. His behavior is not okay. But yes, thanks for watching, guys. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to head over to my TikTok and my Instagram. That's where I found a lot of this information. Also, definitely head over to DAZ's video where he talks about this in such good detail and highlights his manipulation tactics and everything. Definitely check that out. Big up DAZ for doing this, genuinely. Speaking on something that needs to be spoken on, despite the fact that he's not even a woman himself. You don't have to be a woman to stand with us. It's just that simple. But yes, thanks for watching, guys, and I should see you in the next one.